Hi there, it's Linda Anderson of tapintoyoursuccess.co.uk. Do you hate being the centre of attention? Have you ever turned down an invitation to speak or to write about your work when you know it would be a great opportunity to get in front of your ideal clients? If that sounds like you, you're not alone. Like many of my clients, the fear of being seen is one I've struggled with too in the past. And today I would like to share with you a story of an experience I had in childhood that set me up to feel uncomfortable being the centre of attention, that crushed my self-confidence and self-belief and limited my ability to really show up in later life and be visible to my ideal clients until I did the inner work to rewrite the story. Hopefully, as you listen to my story, it's going to trigger some relevant memories for you and give you access to a place within where you can do some really deep and powerful healing. So it's the annual Rose Carnival, and my little sister and I have been chosen to carry the new Queen's train at the crowning ceremony. We squeal with delight at the news. We're so thrilled to be chosen, not least because we'll be allowed to wear our new white dresses and new shoes, which happen to be red. You'll see why that's important in a moment. Great excitement as we attend rehearsals to practice handling the train and walking at just the right pace and the right distance behind the Queen. This is the most exciting thing that's ever happened to us. But there's a problem. At the final dress rehearsal, Mrs. So-and-so points out that we're wearing the wrong shoes. They should be white ones, not red ones. A horrible knot forms in my stomach as I hear her say this. We know there's no way Mum can buy us white shoes for a one-off event. And white shoes are not entirely practical in the grime and dirt of a mining village in the late 1950s. So we're forced to accept that our red shoes mean that we're out. We failed to reach the standard. We're not good enough. We're not good enough to take part, and someone else must be chosen. Huge disappointment. And in that moment, I feel the first tentacles of shame about who I am begin to wrap around those shoes and creep up over my little body. But all is not lost. Miracle of miracles. Mum appeals to the organising committee and she manages to swing it for us. And oh yes, we jump up and down with excitement again and are beyond thrilled that we are allowed to take part, even though we've got the wrong shoes. On the big day, all goes according to plan, and my little sister manages to concentrate long enough to play her part perfectly and not to fidget while the photographs are being taken. A week later, we're in the village hall and people are looking at the display of official photos of the beautiful Rose Queen and her attendants. I feel so proud of my sister and I as I scan the images and see us there, holding up the train and grinning broadly. What a pity those children couldn't have worn white shoes, one woman says to another. It ruins the whole effect, doesn't it? I freeze. I feel so ashamed. I'm willing the ground to open up and swallow me and just praying that they won't turn around and recognize me as one of those children who ruined the whole thing with their red shoes. And what beliefs did I create in that moment? Well, here's further proof for little me, not that I really needed it, that my family is different. My family is not as good as the others, not easily included or accepted. And people like me will always be on the outside, feeling left behind, struggling to fit in, and yet standing out like a sore thumb for all the world to see. Further proof that there's something wrong with me, that I'm less than they are, the people who belong, the people who have money and can afford to buy their children white shoes. And how does this show up in my adult life and affect my business? Well, fast forward a few decades and the feeling of being less than, not being good enough, being an imposter had really solidified and was holding me back big time. I was being held hostage by all these fears that if I'm seen, I'm going to be found out. I'm different to everybody else. I'm defective in some way. I'm just not the kind of person who has a successful business, and on the stories went. I had dreams and goals for the future, of course, but at some level, I just couldn't believe it was possible that they would ever come true for me. And opportunities to become more visible and grow my business just simply passed me by. I couldn't take them. I was too scared of being found out. Until I got curious about my insecurities and started doing the inner work to reveal and rewrite the stories that my inner child had been telling me for years about who I was in the world and what was, or rather was not, possible for me. So over to you now. Does my story trigger any relevant memories for you, where you might have decided that it wasn't safe to be seen because you were less than they were, because you weren't good enough, because you'd be found out as wrong or defective in some way and be rejected? And if so, what will you do about it now? Please share in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, there's another free resource down below to help you identify even more of the mistaken childhood stories or mistaken meanings that are running in your subconscious mind right now and holding you back from all the success you want and deserve. Get the free quiz by clicking the link below. Discover your hidden blocks to money and success. It will take you 10 to 15 minutes, no more than that, to fill in. And I guarantee that you'll be surprised at some of the things you discover about yourself. I hope you found this helpful. This is Linda Anderson. Tap into your success.co.uk. Bye for now, and I'll see you on another video. Bye-bye.